There's a type of man that makes everyone around him uncomfortable. Not because he is aggressive, not because he is rude, but because he has something most people will never possess: complete control over himself. He does not sleep in when he said he would wake up. He does not skip the workout when he does not feel like it. He does not break his word to himself. Ever. And when people see this level of self-control, it terrifies them, because they know they could never do it, and his discipline exposes their weakness just by existing. Machiavelli understood this 500 years ago. He watched weak princes with all the resources in the world fail, and disciplined princes with nothing build empires. The difference was not intelligence, not luck, not opportunity. It was discipline. Dark, ruthless, unbreakable discipline. And once you develop this level of control, people will not just respect you, they will fear you. Because you have become something they cannot understand. Someone who cannot be stopped by discomfort, cannot be controlled by feelings, cannot be broken by hardship. And that is the most dangerous kind of power there is. Drop a comment right now and tell me the one thing you keep saying you'll do, but never actually do. Because that is exactly where your weakness lives, and discipline starts with brutal honesty. Most people are slaves to their feelings. They wake up and do not feel like working out, so they do not. They have a goal, but it is hard, so they quit. They know they should do something, but it is uncomfortable, so they avoid it. Their entire life is controlled by whatever emotion they feel in that moment, and they call this being human, being authentic, listening to their body. But disciplined people see it for what it really is: weakness. You are not listening to your body. You are being controlled by the weakest part of yourself, the part that wants comfort, the part that avoids pain, the part that chooses easy over effective. And every time you give in to that part, it gets stronger and you get weaker. Machiavelli called real discipline virtù, the strength to execute your will regardless of how you feel, regardless of circumstances, regardless of anything. The prince who waits to feel motivated never builds anything. The prince who acts despite discomfort conquers kingdoms. And when people see you operating like this, doing what needs to be done when you do not want to do it, it makes them deeply uncomfortable, because your discipline is a mirror. It shows them what they could be doing but refuse to do, and they hate you for it. Discipline means you do the hard thing when everyone else does the easy thing. They sleep in, you train. They eat garbage, you control your diet. They waste time, you build skills. They make excuses, you execute. And you do not do this for applause. You do not do it for recognition. You do it because you have standards for yourself that have nothing to do with what anyone else thinks. Machiavelli watched disciplined princes make lazy princes look pathetic just by existing. The lazy prince wakes up at noon. The disciplined prince has already trained, studied, and managed his kingdom. And the lazy prince hates him, not because the disciplined prince did anything wrong, but because his discipline exposes the lazy prince as weak. That is what happens when you become truly disciplined. Your actions alone make undisciplined people feel threatened. You do not have to say anything. You do not have to judge them. Your life is the judgment. Discipline is not something you feel. It is something you force yourself to do. Most people wait to feel disciplined, wait to feel motivated, wait for inspiration, and they wait forever. Because feelings do not create discipline. Discipline creates feelings. You do not feel like working out. You do it anyway, and after you feel accomplished. You do not feel like working. You do it anyway, and after you feel productive. You do not feel like being uncomfortable. You do it anyway, and after you feel stronger. The feeling comes after the action, not before. Machiavelli knew that princes who wait for the right feeling never act, and princes who act despite wrong feelings achieve everything. When you do this enough times, something changes in your brain. You learn that feelings are irrelevant, that you are in control, that discomfort is not a reason to stop. And that's when you become dangerous. Because most people are controlled by emotions. One bad day and they quit. One uncomfortable moment and they run. But you have proven to yourself thousands of times that feelings do not control you. You control you. And people can sense that. They can sense you operate differently, that you have something they don't, complete self-mastery. And it scares them. Discipline means you set standards and never lower them. Most people have flexible standards. They want something until it gets hard, then they just change what they want to match their effort. I want to be fit, gets hard, okay, I'll just want to be average instead. I want to be successful, takes too long, okay, I'll just want to be comfortable instead. I want respect, requires sacrifice, okay, I'll just want to be liked instead. They lower the target to match their discipline, instead of raising their discipline to match the target. Disciplined people do the opposite. The standard is the standard, period. You said you would do it, so you do it. No negotiations, no excuses, no lowering the bar because it's hard. Machiavelli taught that a prince with low standards creates a low-quality kingdom. A prince with high standards and the discipline to enforce them creates excellence. And when you live like this, refusing to lower your standards no matter how hard it gets, people see it, and it makes them deeply uncomfortable, because your standards expose how low theirs are. If you're starting to understand how this separates you from everyone who is controlled by comfort and feelings, hit that subscribe button right now, because what I'm about to reveal is the darkest part of discipline, the part that makes most people quit, the part that makes you truly unstoppable. Discipline means you do it alone. Most people need support to stay disciplined. A coach, a partner, a group, someone watching, someone cheering, and when they don't get it, they quit. Disciplined people do not need any of that. They do it alone, in the dark, when no one is watching, when no one cares, when no one will ever know. That is the darkest part of discipline, the complete loneliness of it. You are working when everyone sleeps. You are grinding when everyone relaxes. You are sacrificing when everyone indulges, and no one sees it. No one thanks you. No one validates it. You just do it because you said you would, because your word to yourself is law. Machiavelli wrote that the prince must act alone. He cannot rely on others to keep him disciplined. His discipline must come from within. And that terrifies people who need external motivation. Because you have proven you need no one. You can force yourself to do anything regardless of circumstances. That makes you unpredictable, unstoppable, uncontrollable. Discipline means seeking discomfort. Most people avoid discomfort at all costs. Their entire life is organized around comfort. Comfortable temperature, comfortable food, comfortable routine. Disciplined people seek discomfort. They know growth lives there. Cold shower? Do it. Hard workout? Do it. Difficult conversation? Do it. You run toward what others run from. Machiavelli said the prince should train in harsh conditions. The prince who trains only in comfort fails when reality gets hard. When people see you choosing discomfort when you could choose comfort, it scares them, because you are building a tolerance for pain they do not have. And in any challenge, you will outlast them. They quit when it gets uncomfortable. You are just getting started. Discipline is relentlessness. You will fail. You will have bad days. You will mess up. Disciplined people do not quit when that happens. They start again. Missed a workout? Do the next one. Broke your diet? Get back on it. Had a weak day? Tomorrow you go harder. The difference is not that disciplined people never fail. It's that they never stop. Machiavelli watched princes lose everything because they gave up after one setback, and watched princes build empires because they kept going no matter what. When people see you will not stop, that nothing makes you quit, that you keep coming regardless of obstacles, it terrifies them, because they know they cannot outlast you. Here's the final truth. Most people will never have discipline. They will be controlled by feelings, comfort, and weakness their entire lives. And they will watch disciplined people win while they lose, build while they stagnate, become powerful while they stay weak. And they will call it luck, genetics, privilege. But you will know the truth. It was discipline. Dark, uncomfortable,
lonely, relentless discipline. Machiavelli said the prince who masters himself can master his kingdom. The prince who cannot control himself cannot control anything. Self-mastery is the foundation of all external power. And when you have complete control over yourself, people do not just respect you, they fear you. Because you are capable of things they will never be capable of. Subscribe right now for more Machiavellian wisdom on power and self-mastery. And drop a comment telling me which area you are applying this discipline to first: your body, work, habits, or mind. Say it out loud, because that makes you accountable.